Hey guys, welcome back. It's Big Brother Chat with Carla and Willie. Just wanted to touch base with you guys and do a small recap of what's been going on.
Yeah, because we didn't do much of a video last week.
No, we missed last week because of Real Estate Live.
We've been very, very, very busy. So, Willie's going to recap. We're going to start off from week 1 to just catch everybody up. So, give us the rundown.
Yeah, so week 1, head of household was Christy Murphy. Nominees that went up were Cliff and Catherine. And then Power of Veto was won by Sam. And of course, he went ahead and took down Cliff, of course. Who did he put back up? Avi, yeah. So Avi ended up going up. But Avi was also the activity winner that week.
Right.
Yeah.
Which couldn't save him.
Yeah.
Because it was null and void. It had to be done at an not a POV nom.
And then during the Power of Veto, that ended up getting used by Cliff again. You know, Avi was the nom, and Avi ended up getting evicted 12-0. So the whole house voted him out.
That shocked him.
Yeah.
Because he really didn't think he was leaving. So that put him in Can't Come Back with David, who he gets the short end of the stick because he was only in there for one day.
Yeah.
So at that point we got to Can't Come Back, and that is the night I think that they found out that they were actually going to be living in the house, and David came back in.
Yeah.
So.
And then week 2, of course, head of household, Jack Matthews won. And then his nominees were Kenny and Jess.
Soccer.
And then the activity winner, it was Jack on that one too. But what else? So the Power of Veto competition, of course. They had Stack the Frogs. They won a trip to Fiji. Sam won that trip.
He won everything.
Yeah.
So that's his second POV.
Yeah, that was his second Power of Veto that he won. And then also too, he didn't use it this week. Or that week. So he ended up not using it. No replacements went up. Kemi actually got evicted. So to a 10-1.
Not unanimous because
Mickey threw in a curveball and made a random vote for her just to drive the craziness up in the house.
He did, and he blamed Nicole.
Yeah, he blamed Nicole.
He blamed Nicole, but then they played the next HOH, which leads us into week 3, and Nick won.
Yeah.
Head of household. So Nick and Bella are a showmance. So as he's trying to play damage control, they start catching on to him. So I'll let you start recapping week 3.
Yeah. So, of course, head of household, that was Nick. They were trying to switch up some targets in there, and there was a lot of discussion about one of the Jacks going up. So Jack or Mickey.
Well, he was actually going to put up both.
Yeah.
He was going to make a big move, and I think if he had made that move and made it to the end, he would have won the game. He would win the game. That would be a game-changing move to put somebody that competitive, 2 heavy hitters in the beginning. And there's out in our land, they're in BB land, we're in watcher viewer land, and people just do not like Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean Jack.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't like the 2 JJs. Well, I call them the 2 JJs, but
the Jack holes.
That's better than me. But I really think that he missed a step, and so he put up safe people.
Yeah. So he ended up putting Jess and Cliff.
Jessica and Cliff. I mean, come on. But it's all right. So they had their 3rd activity, or is this the 4th? 4th.
3rd.
Well,
There's only 3.
3rd, but 4th person going into camp.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So that person was Christy, and that was those big roachy things.
Yeah, the Madagascar cockroaches.
Yeah. Which apparently was biting them.
Yeah, they pinch.
Did they?
Yeah.
So she solved that puzzle and she won that. And then they had a Power of Veto, and I'm not sure, that show hasn't actually aired, so we got a little bit of a spoiler.
Spoiler alerts. Turn it off if you don't want to hear them.
Yeah, because I'm so used to watching the feeds for several steps ahead. So at this point, we know Nick is head of household, And we know who he's nominated from Sunday's
Yes.
show, but we don't know who the POV will be on the next episode.
Exactly.
But we do know, so who won?
Yeah. So, Kat.
Cat. Where'd Cat come from? Cat's been rubbing and she's like a cat. She gets on people's nerves. But she did win. And they have the POV ceremony in which she uses the veto.
Yep. She ended up taking down Jess.
Yeah, she took Jess down, saved Jess, and then the replacement nom went up, and there was talk about backdooring a Jack, one of the Jacks, but I guess Nick decided not to. There's been a lot of weird conversations going on, and I think that's because of all these crazy alliances.
Yeah,
There's not even all of them.
No, there's so many.
Yeah. So she put up, he put up
Nicole. Yeah, so
yeah.
there goes most of the Zing team.
Yeah. Pretty much. So now on the block is Cliff and Nicole, which is comprising of that Zing team. So we're gonna have to see what happens on eviction night. Well, we still have 2 episodes this week.
Yeah.
We have the regular POV comp and ceremony, and then the live eviction on Thursday.
Yeah.
So with that being said, that's like a quick update as to what's been going on, because we're really only in week 3. It seems longer, but
Yeah.
it's really already only week 3.
Yeah.
So Cliff and Nicole are on the block. Who do you think is going to be going home? I've been able to watch a little bit of the feeds and reading some recaps.
I think if Nicole plays her cards right, and she starts playing the innocent, I know nothing, I'm not a part of alliances, I'm sure Cliff is going to end up going home. I mean, it's surprisingly enough that he's still in the game.
Right.
You know, so he's been up there quite a bit. And of course, Nick said, well, Cliff kind of did it to himself. He welcomed himself to putting himself as a pawn to be used. But again, hey, it's what, his second time?
on?
Second time up on the block. So I mean,
Third?
third.
No,
No.
second.
Yeah.
Second time on the block. But with that being said, he has loose lips a little bit too, because he likes to do something very early in the morning, because he's an early riser, being the oldest guy in the house. So he's getting up early. And not long after Mickey or Jack is going to bed, like an hour or 2 later, he's getting up, and he's going into the little, what room are they calling that now? That little tiny room.
The little boat room.
Boat room, I think. You know, the one as you go into the bathroom. And he's sitting in there and conducting his Cliff's Notes. The camera to all his feeders. And it's quite comical, you know, it's funny when you get people talking to us feeders. But Christy got up to go to the bathroom early that morning, and she overheard him talking about his alliance and the name of the alliance, and all. So she quickly runs back and wakes everybody up, and so they already know. They know about that little alliance, which kind of did them in.
You know, when you're in an alliance in the Big Brother house, you just keep your mouth shut. You don't tell people. You don't talk about it. I mean, they even had a piece in there where who was in the kitchen? Was it Jackson or Mickey? Mickey in the kitchen, and then he just had a slip of the mouth and was like, grateful. I mean, benign.
Right.
You know?
Well, that's kind of how Sam got added. I think it was Sam got added to the Grateful 8 because it was a slip.
Yeah.
So they had to add him. And that's starting to show cracks in that alliance. But loose lips do sink ships. I know we've all heard that before, because Christy is about to lose herself because she thought she was going to be the replacement nom. So she was freaking out. And then she has told everybody that she won the last Black Activity comp. Why? Why do people feel so compelled to tell? I mean, she immediately told Tommy. Her and Tommy have a little side alliance. It's informal, but it's there. And she immediately told them, and then she told, I think, Nick and Bella. She's told a couple people. I think half the house knows. Bella and Kemi were really good friends until the girls tried to revive an all-girls alliance, which was the Black Widows. Seconds after they met in the room, she goes running up and tells her other alliance all about it, blowing that up. And that destroyed the relationship that Kimmy and Bella had.
Mm-hmm.
So now Kimmy, who is no longer in the game,
Well,
she's only socially, she's actually not, a voter or any of that kind of stuff. She has turned to Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really confided a lot in Nicole. And during the, I guess, several ceremonies and stuff, Kimmy's really shown her true colors, and she's got a little nasty side.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you kind of read that when she got on the show.
We did. We tagged her right from
Yeah.
the get-go. We really did. She was a little chill at first, and then she came out.
Yep.
And she's not done yet. If she gets back in there, she's going after some key players. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I take like if you are part of the Camp Compact, I would definitely say that's a perfect alliance right there because they can all fill each other in, and whoever gets back into the game, guess what? You got all the information.
Well, I think that's what's happening. I think Kimmy is sharing everything she can with Nicole in hopes that Nicole stays, and that hopefully if Kimmy can fight back. And to truth be told, David, we haven't been able to see him much. He lost, a whole week and a half?
Yeah.
He wasn't even with them. Avi, I don't think he has the hard skin enough to play the game. He's kind of like a little kid.
Yeah.
And being in the camp outfit doesn't help. But, I don't know. I don't know.
But I would
If
say
all three of them, not knowing who's going to be coming in as the fourth, if Kimmy were to come back, she is the one that I think would really stir the pot.
Yeah. I mean, to be quite honest too, I mean, David, he's been up on everything. Like he smelt out that 8-person alliance.
He is smart.
Yeah.
He is very smart, and he can read people.
Mm-hmm.
When he's talking to him, he's like, I got you.
Yep.
So yeah, he did. He definitely picked it out. There's been quite a few people. Nicole kind of picked up on the 8. First she thought it was only 5 or 6. She didn't realize it was 8, and she's finally caught on. So she's definitely smart, and David is smart, and he's in a very unique position that has never happened. All 4 of them, which we'll find out the 4th one this week. It's something Big Brother's never done. I mean, they've kind of done this on Survivor with the islands and stuff, but never in Big Brother where they've been sequestered but not together.
Yeah.
And some of them have had time watching the house, but never actually integrated in the house.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool on what's going to happen. So, who do you think's going home this week?
I think Cliff is going to end up going home. I mean, personally,
Cliff?
I think they're going to try and play it safe and keep Nicole because I really feel that after his game got blown up with the Alliance, I think he is becoming a target now.
I think people realize how loose-lipped he is.
Yeah.
And he's not able, I mean, he's pretty good at social, but I think he's a risk. Can you trust him with a secret? Because, I see Jess, Nicole, and Kimmy talking a lot. So if Kimmy were to come back, I could see those 3 for sure going for a run if one of them were to win HOH, which I would love. I hate it when it's all one-sided, and it's been fairly one-sided so far this season. So I would like to see somebody shake it up and break up that 8. They're already starting to implode, but
It's going to happen.
A shift, and hopefully that happens. I was hoping last week with Jess coming down to her and Jack, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we think Cliff's going to go. So I'll be surprised if Nicole stays.
Yeah.
What else? We got some few notes on here. There's a lot going on in the house.
Yeah. So we do got some showmances.
We got a lot of showmances and bromances.
Yeah. Showmances, bromances.
Yeah. There's a lot of loving going on in there.
Yeah. Watch the feeds. We won't talk about it on here. But definitely you can catch some of the things, especially early in the morning when everyone thinks everyone's asleep still, but they don't realize that East Coast is 3 hours ahead and we are watching you.
We are watching you. You're in bed.
And your mama is seeing everything, okay, Bella? Your
Bella,
mama's seeing
your
everything.
mama's seeing, and little Annalise. We know. And there's been quite a few conversations.
Now the question is, you remember, was it last season, Homegirl's boyfriend found out what she was doing and he ended up breaking up with her?
Outside the house.
Outside the
But
house.
are any of these people in relationships outside?
I'm not sure. They haven't said anything. I
don't think Bella was. I don't think Nick was. Well, Nick and Bella are hooking up. First hand I saw it. And
Jack
Annalise and Jack, I saw it. And y'all, you'd be lucky I'm not your mama's. We'd have a talk. But yes, so a lot of that, a lot of loving going on, a lot of showmancing and bromancing, obviously, and earthquake.
Yeah, the earthquake happened.
I was actually watching the feeds when the earthquake was going, because there were 2 earthquakes in California that week, and the one hit their area. And this is not the first time an earthquake has hit the BB house. A couple years ago, there was one. They were out. Most of them were outside, and this time the show didn't show it the other night, all of it, but they were freaking out. And they cut to it where they cut to them walking out and all kind of checking out. And then all of a sudden they showed half of them under the table. The feed that I saw, they were all freaking out, running around with like chickens, and half of them went under the table. It was hysterical. So go to YouTube and see if you can find a clip of that. It was quite funny. So we had an earthquake. What else I got? I wrote Cliff's notes. We talked about that. Any more talk about the Wackativity competition? What do you think is going to happen?
So, I mean, it can go many different ways. I think Christie's power, the Diamond power, the veto, I think that one...
Do you want to recap what they are and what they win? Okay, so Avi won the first one. And he can... I didn't write that down on my notes, but he can...
I believe he can replace the nominees.
He can, but it has to be at the initial nom.
Yeah.
And then the Chaos, and that's when they had the little snakes and stuff, and Jack won that. And he can, it's a new veto picking draw, so he can force a redraw and pick players for the veto. That's good for 6 weeks. And then the one that Christy won with the little roach things, and it's the Panic.
Yeah.
Which it turns a regular veto into a diamond power veto, and that you can take the person off, but you can also replace.
You can name the nom.
So that's a very powerful thing. Yeah. Why she told people, no, drives me crazy.
Yeah, because I mean that would be like the instant killer right there. Taking someone off and then sticking one of the Jacks up.
Right.
That would kill.
Right, but looking at that, I mean Christy, Jack, and they're both on the same alliance, and they have a lot of power right there. And so.
And that's until that one implodes, though, too.
Yeah, I can't remember. Next 4 veto meetings for Christie's, 6 for Jack's.
And then Avi's was 6, but I mean the likelihood of Avi getting back in, I'm thinking it's starting to dwindle down a little bit.
Some of them know he has that, and that's why they don't want him to come back.
Yep. So
yeah. So I'm curious how that happens, and I'm also curious, one of them's gonna, from camp, we haven't talked about camp comeback, but we have David, Avi, and Kemi, and we'll find out Thursday who the 4th person is. So I'm curious what they're gonna do. They're obviously gonna battle back at some point, I think, unless they're gonna allow us to vote, or the House vote. I mean, we're not sure. They haven't revealed how that's gonna happen. So I think it's probably gonna be a battle back of some sort. Who do you want to come back on those, out of those 3 so far? Let's go ahead and we think Cliff's gonna get.
Yeah. So say Cliff is gonna get out. I think if it's gonna be any kind of endurance, Cliff isn't gonna make it back in. Unfortunately.
No.
Avi, maybe.
It'll probably come down to David and Kemi.
I think it's gonna end up being those 2. Yeah. But overall, I mean, the main thing too, I mean, they could be what's going on day 23, what happened on day 15, you know. Right. So we don't know what kind of competition that's going to be. So
that's
it's hard
the case. Avi might be good because he's good with memory.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, I would say David may have a good chance of coming back in, and that would be good because a lot of them don't know who he is either.
But he knows who they are because he has intel from.
So they don't know if he's competitive. They don't know if he's athletic. So that would be a good advantage for him.
Good point.
Kemi, I think she would be a good one too because you know she's gonna stir it all up. She's gonna be mixing that pot.
She has some looks on her face. She'll crack me up. She does. She's funny.
Who do you think?
Of the 4, definitely David or Kemi. I think David would go after the 8 because I think he's on to them already. If he comes back, hopefully Kemi and David would naturally gravitate to Nicole, Jess, and who's with the
Cliff. Like, he ain't gonna be there.
No, Nicole, Kimmy, or David, and Jess. If those three could team up somehow and get the next HOH, I think that they can make some significant changes.
Yeah.
To rattle that 8, because they're already cracking. Which brings us into the alliances.
Exactly. But still too though, you know, Camp Comeback can really be stirring the pot regardless, because their social game, that's what they're playing. They can always use social game.
Well,
to
I
really
think
mix it up.
David has been planting some seeds, as well as Kimmy. Avi's kind of playing the good guy. Hey, I'm your buddy, golly gee, you know, kind of thing. Yeah. So, all right, alliances. What do you think about alliances?
So Grateful, that's the big one. Well, it's Grateful plus Sam. So it's technically 8, but they've been kind of including Sam in there because again they've been slipping up.
Right, a lot of loose lips, and I think Nick and Bella are on the bottom.
Yeah, they're on the bottom of the totem pole, and you know they're already starting to scheme a little bit. So you know they got.
Okay. So alliances.
Yeah. So also there's LOL, lots of love, and that's Jack, Christy, and Tommy. Yeah. What's that?
Yeah.
That's all
I think that came from Christy and Tommy already being a given.
Yeah.
And they just kind of pulled in Jack.
Yeah.
So. And then the Fellowship of the Zing, that's dead before it pretty much got started. But that was Nicole, Cliff, and Avi.
Yeah, and they kind of already, they made a decision to just kind of stay apart after that was out.
Yeah, and then of course Cliff was talking about it and Christy overheard, blew that all up again. So then there's one, the 6 shooters, which you don't hear so much about, but that's Christy, Tommy, Jack, Jackson, Holly, and Annalise. So, yeah, there's Christy and Tommy again together, and of course the 2 Jacks.
Now the one that I like, the Flaming 5. Christy, Tommy, Nick, Bella, and Sam. Because if you honestly look at it, that is a good portion of the Grateful. So, I mean, they can really overthrow that whole group.
It's taking out the 2 Jacks.
And that's all they would need. I mean, coming soon, you're only going to need 5 votes to knock out one person.
Well, I think a lot of people would naturally take out the 2 Jacks because they're competitive.
Yeah.
They're beefy and they're going to do endurance more. And that leaves these guys to compete, because we know endurances are going to be coming more and more.
Yeah.
And you're going to have that hanging on the ledge thing. And who is that usually geared to? Tiny people.
Exactly.
Which would be Tommy, for sure. And maybe Nicole.
Yep.
So, I like that one. And then the Black Widows, which is your second revival of a girls' alliance, which got killed within seconds. Jessica, Bella, Nicole, and Kimmy. And within seconds, you probably could have counted it. It's probably less than 30 seconds. She goes running up to the HOH and spills the beans.
Yep.
Which, I don't understand. If you got an alliance, be quiet. I mean, you have to be in that alliance, but you are, I just
exactly. But, I mean, it is what it is. But I would say overall, I'm really excited about the Flaming 5. I think Lots of Love has some potential, but again, like, they're going to be targeting Jack.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy. Yeah.
Well, the 2 people that I see, we talked before we started the video, the 2 people that I see in these alliances that are probably sitting the best are Christy and
Tommy. Yeah.
Because they are in Grateful, they are in the 6 shooters, the Flaming 5, and their own little duo, and the one with Jack.
Yeah.
So they are really sitting good. However, in the past day or so, Christy is losing it. She thought she was going to be the replacement mom. She's crying and freaking out. And she likes to gab. That might be her downfall. Yeah, it might be her downfall.
Jersey girl.
And she rubs a lot of people the wrong way. And, there's been a lot of controversy, which we haven't talked a lot about, Jack and a lot of people in public, feeders alike and social media do not like some of the things he's been saying and talking bad about Kimmy, and he's not going to be well received. A lot of people in the house think he's going to get, either him or Tommy will get favorite player. I just don't see it.
I don't see it.
Tommy.
I think Tommy
But
will.
not Jack.
He reminds me of like a young Costanza.
But he's sitting pretty.
Yeah, I think he's safe for a little while. I mean, as long as he just keeps playing a good social game and keeping everyone kind of on his side with things, he should be good. But I would say overall, I mean, you just never know what happens in the Big Brother house.
You never know. So I say expect the unexpected. Okay, predictions for HOH.
Predictions for HOH. So, I mean, honestly, it really depends on what kind of competition comes up.
Cliff's out, David's out, Kenny's out,
And Avi's out.
and Avi's out.
And potentially Nicole. So, if Cliff or
it's gonna be
Nicole.
Cliff or Nicole.
Yeah.
So Nick can't play.
Yeah.
So that leaves Annalise, Christy, Holly, Bella, Kat, Jess, Tommy, Sam, Nicole, possibly, and Jack and Jack.
Yeah.
Who do you think's gonna win?
I would say if it's going to be, I
think it's gonna be more
yeah.
physical, maybe not
Yeah.
a total endurance. They're due for an endurance of some
Yeah.
sort.
I would
Maybe
say
a puzzle. I mean, they kind of had that puzzle challenge.
Yeah, they already had the stacking. They already had in a sense, like the balls. They did kind of have that where you gotta land and hit your mark. But
It's too
I would
early
say,
for before and after.
yeah.
So
So I don't know if it comes down to a puzzle. I would say Jessica may have it because she did get close.
she's gotten close on several competitions. But if it's endurance, she's not able to do certain
Yeah,
types.
I would
of
say
endurance.
Tommy would have a good chance at endurance depending on which type. I would also say, of course, one of the Jacks. Unfortunately, I don't want to.
No, I want to see a shift. I
Yeah.
don't like when it's so one-sided for too long. I like to see it shake up.
I would actually like to see Sam get in there because he is a wild card.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he is on Alliance. But
He
he's
can
still-
win favorite player because he is hysterical in his DRs.
Yeah.
And he cracks me up. And unfortunately, one thing we did not talk about, he did lose his grandfather.
Yeah.
And so that was quite sad. And but besides that, not even talking about that, he's kind of riding that fine line where he's not really in too many alliances. He thinks he is, but he's really not. And he's kind of like that lone wolf. So with that being said, if Nicole stays and Nicole, Jess, and Kenny comes back, if they could hit up with Sam, they got something cooking.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. So I would like to see Jessica, or if Kimmy does happen to come back, or maybe Sam would be good.
Yeah.
I think Bella I don't care for because she's going to go with Nick.
does with
Once
Nick.
they realize they're low man on the totem pole, they might break.
Yeah.
If that was the case, if they could break that shell and join Nicole, Sam, Kimmy, they might have something to flip the script. So I don't know. Annalise will stay with Jack because they're a duo.
Of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I would like to see either Sam or Tommy win it, or
Tommy
Jess.
would be-
Yeah. One of those three. I
Those
think
would
they
be
would be good
I
options.
would agree with those because the others are so connected. I mean, Holly's in there, but you don't see Holly that much. I don't know how faithful she is. I know she's in the Grateful Eight, but she is a true floater in my eyes. Because, she hasn't really been in a showmance like Bella and Annalise have. They're attached to guys, and those four are going to be targets. Very, very, very
Oh, yeah.
soon.
Definitely.
So yeah.
What's
Well,
your thought?
I would like the three that you said. I'd like to see somebody, and if Kimmy doesn't come back and David comes back, I would like to see one of them get it and get revenge. If it comes down to Sam, Jess, Tommy, or Kimmy, if she comes back, we'll be good.
Yeah.
So, all right. Any other predictions?
I think it's going to be a good season as long as people keep getting evicted.
So, should be a very pivotal week. Hopefully, it's going to change the tides in the house and create new storms inside, other than earthquakes.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited, and we'll check back in. Hopefully, we'll be able to do a follow-up video. My calendar's a little bit later this week than last week. So.
See? Meetings. A lot of meetings.
So leave in the comments below what you predict, what you think, what's going to happen, who's going to come back, who's going to get evicted, who's going to be the next HOH. Those three things.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right.
And of course, well, if y'all have any real estate needs, you got your 2 realtors right here.
Right.
BB Realtors.
Yeah. I mean, we're in the tribe, but we help everybody all around. And if you love Big Brother, check us out.
All right.
We'll see you guys next time.
Yes.
Bye.